and welcome to Side by Side with D. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be creating a basket. This basket does have a theme, and it is growing your inner garden with a T, as in inner garden. So it is actually a really late Christmas gift. A friend of mine was away, and now she's back home, and so we are going to be making her Christmas basket. I would want to say within the last year or so, I wanted to focus more on themes. I feel like it's a little bit easier to kind of manage, especially when I'm 30. So pretty much everyone I know is within my age group. I don't really know a lot of kids. So as you know, we grow up and we're turning into adults, it kind of gets tricky getting Christmas gifts for people. It can either get really expensive, or you feel like somebody like me who absolutely loves the holiday season. I find myself not buying people gifts because I don't know what they like, I don't know if they prefer, I don't know if they're allergic to something, I don't know if they, you know what I mean? It can be extremely stressful, and that's why I think themes are a good way to kind of still be able to be in that holiday spirit and to be able to give gifts. I think that's one of my love languages, is giving gifts. So to still be able to do that in a way that is kind of controlled and organized. But I think it also shows kind of where we're at with ourselves and our lives. And so this year, my theme was grow your inner garden. And it's basically a kitchen basket of just staples. So what we're going to be doing, we have a dough that is resting for English muffins. We have some garlic confit in the oven. So that's going to be two things. It's going to be the garlic confit, and it's also going to be an infused garlic olive oil. We have some clean strawberries here that are, I've taken the stem off and I have them. We're going to be making a strawberry balsamic jam. So, we also have some freeze-dried, getting a call. We also have some freeze-dried herbs, and we are going to be making a freeze-dried jar of chimichurri sauce. So it's going to be really nice to kind of gift these things. These are things that kind of last in the fridge for a while. I think actually the garlic confit is only about a week, but my friend is a garlic lover like me, so she'll go through that in the week just fine. And with the freeze-dried chimichurri, it's really cool because all you have to do is kind of just like add a little bit of water to reconstitute the herbs, and then you'll go ahead and you add your salt, your pepper, your oil, and your vinegar, and you shake it up, and you have a nice chimichurri without having to do all that prep. You don't have to cut it, you don't have to go get the herbs, figure out what you're going to do with the rest of them, kind of panicking because you feel like maybe you made too much sauce and you don't know what to do with it. So it's kind of nice to have, especially too if you're making breakfast. It's a way to kind of spice up and jazz up the things that you normally eat. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing on this channel. Now, the channel is called Side by Side with D. I'm not 100% set on that name, but for right now, it does kind of cover the basis of what I want this channel to be. So basically, I had a knife. Oh, there it is. Basically, this is going to be an unedited cook-along channel. I'm not a chef. I've never been to culinary school. I've never worked in a kitchen. I've never even worked in a restaurant. I just scroll on the internet just like you. And I can't even tell you how many recipes I've saved, I've literally sent to myself, to friends, notes that I have in my phone for things that I want to try. My recipes Pinterest board is just full of amazing foods, and I love food. I'm a foodie. I love to cook. Do I try them? No. And it's not because I don't want to try them. It's because a lot of the videos that we see are highly edited. So it's like, for instance, if we were to be making English muffins together, which we actually do in another video, they're going by so quick. They already have their ingredients out. They already have everything mixed. They kind of speed past the process, and then you're kind of left there with flour on your hands, trying to rewind and pause on your iPad or on your phone, trying to keep up. You have this huge mess after you feel like you're extremely overwhelmed because it took them 12 minutes, but it took you an hour and a half, and you're like, what is going on? What am I doing? And it can feel very intimidating because as inspiring as it is, it can kind of leave you left feeling like you don't know what is going on. So what I want to do is I want this channel to become sort of like, I don't want to say a test kitchen for dummies, because I will consider myself a home cook. I think I have a bit of a level of a skill where I do feel like I have like a palette that I can distinguish. Like I know what I like, I know what I don't. I feel like I know what pairs well. I know what sauces go with what meats. But I would like to become a more technical cook. So I don't want to do the things that I've done. Like I'm probably not gonna make steak on this channel unless I'm trying to highlight something else, because I make steak all the time and I love the way that I make steak. I'm probably not gonna make something like spaghetti or some rendition of a meal that we ate growing up. I want to be able to focus on the things that I feel as though I can become better at. Like I can fry fish all day. You ask me to pan sear a piece of fish, I can't do it. Not because I feel like I'm incapable of doing it, but I've never done it before and it sounds intimidating. So things like that. We're getting older. We want to kind of change our diet a little bit. We want to kind of elevate the things that we make and the things that we're used to eating. And a big part of that is knowing how to do that. Also, again, I love food. I love to cook. So I want to be able to just learn and just have a better, I don't know, cooking skill. And the big part of that is actually I didn't purchase this. My best friend, the one I'm actually making this basket for, got me a recipe book. And I've had a lot of recipe books over the years that I've never really used. But I decided, wouldn't it be fun if during these videos, we kind of, like I said, we're in class, right? So we're kind of growing up together. I need to get a measuring cup for this. This requires, I believe it's 1 cup of sugar. Yes. So what I'm doing, I'm making a strawberry, I don't know if I said that, making a strawberry balsamic jam. But I want us to be able to have a recipe book so that way the things that we try and we love, we can go ahead and add them. At the end of the year, I would love for us to get to 100. I know that is a huge goal, but I feel like it's something that is doable. So I want us to be able to get to 100. And I also want us to upgrade the things in our kitchen. So just to kind of list off the things that I have, I do happen to have a blender. I have a mini Instant Pot. I got it at a, like, what was that? Like a secondhand store for $20. It was the best $20 I've ever spent. But that's pretty much, oh, now a toaster. But that's pretty much it. I don't have a stand mixer. I don't have a dishwasher. I really don't have anything fancy. I don't have a blowtorch. I don't have all the things, right? And I'm not saying that I don't want all those things. But those things I feel like come in time as you try to build. And that's another thing of kind of watching these videos and they already have all the stuff, you know? So you kind of feel left out a little bit, or you feel like you have to improvise. We're going to be improvising together. We're literally, I think I made a video, creme brulee. I don't have a blowtorch. And we've tried 3 different methods that you can do at home without a blowtorch. Let me see. I need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So I want it to be in a way that we kind of grow at the same pace. If you're somebody like me, you love food, you want to try new things, you want to kind of build your skill, you're not in any way a professional, nor are you looking to be in a professional setting, but you just want to have better meals for yourself and for your family, join me, subscribe. We are also, with that being said about our kitchen and the things that we have and we don't have, I want to set a goal that with every video, we're going to focus on getting one thing that we need for our kitchen. For me right now, that thing is a knife. I've had the same knives since I moved in here about 6 years ago. And they came in a knife set. I don't know if you can see it here. came in a knife set. It worked fine, but they don't cut. I mean, I can't cut into an apple. I have a hard time cutting kale. Like, it is, they're not good. They serve their purpose. I feel like we can go ahead and kind of focus on how can we build our kitchen, our utensils, you know, just our pots and pans. And to be able to have something that will last a long time, that is durable, that is high quality. So the first thing that we're doing is we're saving money towards a knife. And what we're going to do today is we're actually going to pull $20 into the knife. The knife is going to be linked in the description. It is from the brand Made In. Now, it is $160. And I know that's probably like, oh my gosh, that's very expensive. It is very expensive. And it's not something we were going to be having tomorrow. But again, it kind of falls into that. If we want to build our skills, we need better knives. You need a better knife. I need a knife. I need a cutting board. I need a lot of things. So if there's something specifically that you feel like, hey, after the knife or after the cutting board, if, you know, can we highlight this on the channel? Can we save towards this specific item? I want us to be able to do that because, like I said, I want us to be able to kind of learn together. So my videos are not going to be short. Like, honestly, they're going to be an hour. I think if on a good day, it's going to be an hour. On a bad day, it's going to be like 4 hours. Because the idea is that you can pull up whatever you watch your YouTube on, you can press play, and from beginning to end, we are in this process together. So that means if it took 2 hours to make it, the video is going to be 2 hours. There are going to be parts where I may offer, like, we can clean up together, we can do the dishes together. There are a lot of times where I watch things or I make things and I hate doing dishes, and again, I don't have a dishwasher, and then I feel like I'm stuck with the worst part of it all is like cleaning up. So it's like we can stay together and clean up together. So I really want this to be an enjoyable experience. I want anyone who feels any sort of anxiety about cooking or about just kind of stepping out and challenging themselves to feel supported and feel like, you know, we can kind of grow a community where we can learn together. And so that's why my theme for my holiday basket was grow your inner garden, because I don't need to cut this. I just need the juice. I actually don't have, you know what? I have this little attachment to I have one of those mini press where you can like chop vegetables. So this is one of the attachments. It's a juicer, but I'm not going to get the whole thing out. But what was I saying? I love Ina Garten. I love her whole idea of like store-bought is fine. I love how she takes simple things and she learns to elevate them in a way that you can use fresh ingredients, you can use minimal ingredients, and you can tell that she uses a lot of technique in her cooking that gets her the result that she's looking for. And I feel like that's what I want to do. Like, I could sit here and I could add chicken bouillon base to my food all day, but can I make my own chicken broth? Can I make my own chicken stock? Do I properly know how to carve a chicken? It's just things like that that just makes me think like I could get better at this. And so I decided I could sit here and learn by myself, or we can learn together. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spend the next year being absolute beginners. Even regardless of how you feel about yourself personally, if you feel like you're a home cook, if you feel like your version of home cooking is putting something in the microwave, I want us to be able to go ahead and build some sort of skills or some sort of knowledge about food. And so sometimes we'll just simply be focusing on a single ingredient. Like the other day, I ordered an entire bag of lavender. I got it because I have one dessert that I'm trying to make and I needed lavender for it. And then I thought, well, what else am I going to do with all this lavender? And I thought, I can make a video on lavender. So I can highlight 3 things that we can do with lavender in the kitchen. And so I'm looking forward to that. So what I did, I added lemon juice, lemon zest. It called for balsamic vinegar. I didn't have, but I have balsamic glaze. And so I just changed the ratio and sugar to these strawberries, and we're gonna go ahead and get them on the stove. We are gonna have a very delicious jam to give my friend. So, all in all, I just wanted to come on here and kind of introduce myself. Kind of just give kind of like a layout or a rundown of what I expect this channel to be. I know things change. People have plans all the time and those plans change. So I'm excited and I'm hopeful to see kind of what this really develops into. Again, I'm not even 100% sold on the name, but it was the best thing I can think of to represent what we're going to be doing. Now you're going to be in front of me. So we're literally not going to be side by side, or else I'll just be knocking over the camera. But side by side in terms of we're going to be working together. What else can I say? We talked about the recipe book. So aside from us having our own recipe book, not only are we going to be trying things online, not only are we going to be trying things that are more technical, I have a bunch of recipe books that I don't use. We're going to be trying some of these recipes from the book. Even right now, I was flipping through it the other day, and now I had already planned on making a strawberry jam. And I was flipping through Cartier's The Way Home, and she has a strawberry balsamic jam. And I'm just like, one, that sounds amazing. Two, why didn't I think to look? You know, so I want to be able to utilize our cookbooks more. I want to be able to, if I see something like these English muffins, I saw from Jose El Cook's YouTube channel. So just something as like seeing something that someone else does, like I said, seeing something on TikTok, Instagram. I don't know if I really want to focus too much on viral recipes. I guess maybe once a month we can highlight like a viral recipe that's going on. Like I wouldn't mind doing that feta tomato pasta. I think it just has to be something that has the intention of being good. It can't just be just something that someone made up for likes and comments. So I want to make sure that yes, we can have fun. Yes, we can do new things that feel light and just kind of, like I said, even trendy, but we want to take this seriously. We are in session, we are in class. And with that being said, classes require participation. So if you have comments, if you have constructive criticism, again, because we're doing these things together, and more than likely you're going to be seeing me do these things for the first time. If not for the first time, then for the first time in this way. I'm probably going to do things wrong. I'm probably going to mess up somewhere along the video. Call me out on it. And then if it is something that is like a huge misstep, we can do like a 2.0 of the video, reshoot it. I can take all of the comments and criticisms and then put it together and see how we can make this better. Because again, we're not going to get things on the first try. So we're probably going to see a lot of repeat of the same recipes, but that's because we're going to try to build skill on top of the things that we're learning. And the only way we can do that is to communicate with one another. My goal is by the time we get, I want to say 3 months in, I want to be able to do a live cook of something. I don't know what that something would be, but I think it'd be really interesting if we could all agree, not all agree, but like majority rule on something to cook, gather the recipes, set a time, get your cameras. Well, not even get your cameras. I would get my camera, but get your laptop, get your iPad, get your phone, pull it up on the TV, and we all like cook together at the same time. I think that would be so cool. It's almost like a virtual cooking class, except we have no instructor. I have been chosen to be the leader, so that is interesting. I will say that I am the cook of the family, so I do make like Thanksgiving. If there's a major holiday, I'm usually cooking for that. If there's some sort of celebration, I'm usually cooking for that. So I'm not really starting from scratch here. I know how to do things. I know how to bake loaves of bread. I know how to make sauces. I usually cook most of my food from home, and the majority of the things that I buy are one ingredient items. Um, Outside of like snacks, because I love snacks. But as far as like cooking, it's usually one ingredient item. So I'm not unfamiliar with working in the kitchen. It's just like I said, I just want to be better. I feel like I turned 30, and I feel like a lot has happened this year. And a big thing is just kind of trying to be intentional about the things that I do and why I do them. Cooking is one of those things that it doesn't matter what mood I'm in, if I'm in a good mood, if I'm in a bad mood, if I'm celebrating, if I'm hiding, if I am, having a good day, having a bad day. I always find myself in the kitchen. So while it may not necessarily, or you may not necessarily feel like it's a talent, it's definitely a passion. And I think that we have to kind of elaborate on those things as we get older and kind of find the things that make us happy, because we can all get stuck in the job, in the everyday life with children, or however your home life is structured. Or even just, you're so used to just kind of scrolling online and kind of, biding your time, that let's just challenge ourselves doing something we like, and challenge ourselves doing something that we feel is nourishing. And what is more nourishing than making yourself something to eat? So with all that being said, I am actually going to get ready to start rolling out these English muffins, and then I have to make my freeze-dried chimichurri sauce. So basically what I did is I have a chimichurri sauce recipe that I will say is pretty dang good. I used ChatGPT to convert this with freeze-dried ingredients, and I got some measurements, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to add it to a jar, shake it up, and then we're going to add like little recipe cards, so she knows how to, what measurements to scoop out, and then how to reconstitute the dried herbs. I'm making the jam because I'm making the English muffins. I figured it'd be like a nice little breakfast. And what are some other things that are going? Oh, I got her a little Garten card. I got her an apron, and it has a pin of her favorite book on it. We're book girlies. What else did I get her? I feel like I got her Cartier's The Way Home. It's one of my favorite cookbooks. Again, I know I said that I don't use them a lot, but out of all the cookbooks that I have, that is the one that I use the most. We have the garlic confit. So we have quite a few things to go in the basket, so I'm really excited, and I can show you once the basket is put together. However, because I'm traveling with all this stuff on the train, I'm not going to put it together at home. I'm going to wait until I get to her house and make her go in the bathroom and place the basket together so I can present it, and it looks really pretty. So I will show you that and what it looks like and kind of what it entails once I'm putting the basket together. But I just wanted to come on here and kind of just say, hi, nice to meet you. I'm super, super excited to do this. I don't care if it's just the three of us. The three of us are going to learn how to pan sear some fish. And we're going to have a good time doing it. I only have 2 friends anyway, so being in a small group, we can liven it up. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just excited to do it. I'm excited to learn. I feel like I'm a student of life, so I love to learn. And I'm excited to hear your thoughts and your opinions. I'm excited to get some advice from you guys. I'm excited to get some recommendations, because again, I love to eat out because I like to kind of be introduced to new things. And what better way to introduce yourself to new things is to kind of open yourself up, not just to your surrounding area, but literally internationally. So it'd be cool to kind of hear from people maybe in different countries to see what they like and kind of try different recipes from their region. So I hope that I explained the channel well enough. I'm still learning how to use the camera, how to set up, how to look directly into the camera and stop looking at the little screen of myself. I'm just excited for what this looks like 1 year from now. I'm excited for the year, and I'm excited to kind of see how it all unfolded. I read something the other day that said, if we were celebrating you 1 year from now, what would we be celebrating? And I think I'd be celebrating this. And so I said, if I feel that strongly out of everything else in my life, that this is the thing that I'd like to be celebrating 1 year from now, then I need to start today. And so that's what we did. We started today. I'm super excited. I think the first video to go up, is it the English muffins? I think it might be the the English muffins. So again, just bear with me, maybe the first 10 to 15. But I will see you guys at the end once the basket is together.